Back to all right. So
we're
patient zero, your friend patient zero Lee. Yo, what's going on, guys? We got Brigade New York in the house today.
What's going on? What up, New York in the house? Nah, so yeah, so good. Where's my Vegeta shirt, bro?
I didn't have it today. I got like a mad Asian ass shirt with like Japanese paintings on it or some shit. Yo, how you been doing, man? How's the quarantine life treating you? I know you went back to work.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's not
cheers,
bad.
by the way. Cheers, by the way, everybody.
Cheers. You know what? I think I'll answer the question as a pop bottle for the cast. Pop bottles over here.
Nice.
I'm gonna do it with this Hinderer XM18.
Yo, is that the
overkill?
3-inch?
3.5.
I'm thinking about Metal Complex. Basically convinced me to get an XM18 in 3-inch.
A Metal Complex should be sponsored by them by now.
Bro. I know, dude. I didn't know that before I saw him. The first time I ever seen his face was on his Instagram, but then he did an episode of The Knife Guy.
Right.
Not The Knife Guy. I'm sorry, The Knife Junkie. And then, I was like, oh shit, he's like a Mark Wahlberg looking dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he told me he was 32 years old, yo. I was like, what?
That was shocking to me.
Yeah. I always thought he was much older because of the way he speaks. It's so clear.
Yeah.
Very, I don't want to say calculated, but it's just very fluid, like younger guys, even though I'm not like a young guy, I have a young guy mentality, I guess. I break my sentences up a lot. So, but yeah, man, so shocked. How's the quarantine thing been treating you? Went back to work. Yeah, what's it like outside in New York, man?
So out here in Long Island, I guess it's not as bad as the city. I've seen a little bit of the city, running a few errands for my company. Yeah, I'd say there's a difference between kind of like NYC as opposed to Long Island. It's not as drastic over here. There's still people out on the road, and it looks like people are kind of doing their thing, just trying to follow the rules at the same time.
Yeah, my brother lives in Nassau County, and he was like, yo, people are grilling, bro. Outside right now, just chilling.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, in the Bronx, we're grilling rats, bro. The rats have overrun us.
Oh, man.
And, yo,
really?
Dude, like, I think, how in certain parts of the world and, like, some of the oceans and are much clearer and stuff like that, and there's all these reports of animals just, like, showing up. Dude, our rats are like, no one's outside anymore, son. So they're just like out and about. Fucking huge, too, like this big, like all around my trash area in my building. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just getting crazy, man. What's work been like? Have you been busier?
It's up and down. It's on and off, up and down. We're essential, but it's a school related business, so a lot of fluctuation right now. The school's being closed and getting product out there, so it's a bit messy.
Are you working every day?
Yeah, pretty much, like
Monday to Friday,
almost. Yeah, Monday to Friday, not bad. Full time, half the hours, but
I'm working starting next week on Monday. I'm gonna start working from Monday to Saturday. I've been off, but I think now, with things starting to slow down, I guess, and people just wanting to reopen, we've noticed like more business at the shop. We have a guy there that works there. We have this one dude, I call him the walking vaccine, because he's worked throughout this whole quarantine thing, because we're considered an essential grocer since we sell vitamins, we sell, CBD.
Nice.
So he's been there by himself, with like a mask and shit. He's just like, let me talk to you about the stress relief from CBD.
Imagine that's what it's like doing that.
I told my brother, like, yo, I'll keep working, man. Just buy me a hazmat suit. Like that.
I've been tempted to get one of those and walk around and see how people react.
Is it still kind of crazy? I've only gone to the post office, and I've seen like a lot of people with masks. I see some people that just don't give a fuck, like ready to lick somebody in the face. Like, like
I've seen a little bit of both.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it's gonna be like, man. I got to take the train from the Bronx all the way down to Brooklyn, so that's gonna be the 4 train to the J train, and that's a long ways. So I don't know, but
Yeah,
I know that I think last week they did a deep cleaning of the subways. Man, they shut it down for 4 hours. It's the first time in a long time that they did that,
I
and
heard about that.
yeah, I watched like a clip of it. And they were like kicking the homeless people out, and they were like deep cleaning. And it's so stupid. The news lady that walked in was like, "Wow, it smells so fresh in here." I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my whole life, there's like a smell to the subway and the
Yeah,
LR that like
yeah,
forever I'll know what it's like. It's
yeah.
like
It
outside
smells
of New
funny.
York, they don't know what it's like actually being there. It's
Yeah.
like there's nothing that smells like going into the subway.
Hey man,
So
before we lose some knife people, let's like show what we
oh,
carried today.
yeah,
I
right.
got the We
Probably bore
Nines
the
kite
shit out of
thing
them.
right here. What is that? The
Ooh,
XM18? Yeah, I just got
yeah,
this
XBT.
for the Apex pass around. It's pretty dope. Hate the pocket clip, even though it looks fresh. Damn, that's smooth. I think
Dude,
that's gonna be my next one, man. I think so.
yo, that kite fit is nice. I've seen a couple of guys
Yeah, I like
out and
the
about with it.
scales on it. Look at that. It's like hypnotic. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Yeah,
ooh,
it's
that looks
dope.
cool.
But
I
I'm
like the
kind
blade
of
shape on that too.
yeah, yeah. It's super thin, super thin. I'm kind of like leaning more towards like the bigger. I want to feel like what it's like on the next level. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Gotcha.
what it is.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
most I've ever spent on a knife, um, on average is like two something. So I kind of want to go and save a bunch and just get like an XM18 or things of that nature, 400 plus, and just see what's up. You know?
Cheers to that. I like
Cheers,
that.
man. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Boom.
So I know that you had your Instagram account
Yeah.
like banned or whatever, but I know that your numbers have been picking up real quick. You're almost grabbing 1,000 soon. What's
Trying to
your
do my thing here.
what's your posting schedule like? I know you're more active on Instagram than on YouTube. Do you have any plans? Do you
Yeah.
kind of just wing it, or do you actually have a set thing?
Um, I mean, for Instagram, I just do what I feel like when I feel like. Honestly,
Yeah,
I try to stay somewhat consistent, like every day, every other day. You know, I make the effort because, like, I guess I could thank the knife community of like totally into the photography side of it, of like getting like the ill shot and getting a good background. Like, I never cared about that until I started getting knives, and I'm like, oh, this looks so sick with the city in the background. Like
yeah,
now I'm like into that, so I put effort in, and I'm not gonna post it if I feel like it's not adequate.
yeah,
It's gotta meet my standards before I
yeah,
just throw it out there. But every day, every other day, I like to put some stuff out, let the people see, like, hey, this is what I got on me today.
yeah,
This is what's in the pocket. You know,
yeah. Hey,
got on knives. So we wouldn't bore the audience.
oh shit,
Um,
the XM18 3.5. How much did you pay for that?
I paid $465,
Yeah,
and then I bought scales for it from Hinderer with hardware, and I kind of rebuilt it into the Hinderer
yeah.
I wanted it to be.
Hmm. And
So
then did you just where did you buy it from? Like you bought it off someone or you DLT trading or something or
yeah. I went to DLT Trading for all the parts, and GP Knives was the last one to have the Battle Black, so I got
yeah.
the Hinderer itself from them.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. Damn. Yeah, I'm really interested in getting one in my hands,
Oh, dude.
just to see what everyone is talking about, you know, because I want to see like the next frontier kind of. Like I still love a lot of like the budget $50 stuff. I
They're
want to
nice.
see, you know, some of the other things, maybe some American made stuff. Like I recently just got a TRM Neutron.
Those are sick. Those are
Yeah, they're
sick.
so nice, dude. And I hope for people listening, you were able to pick one up on the 13th because a small batch of these came out. People told me it was sold out in less than 4 minutes.
I do. I wouldn't doubt it.
I got this one on a trade, and the guy gave me 3 scales with it. Shout out to Bobby, not Bobby. I traded him my Atom, which I think might be better for you because the Atom's bigger. I love it, man.
Probably.
I fucking love it. So I'm kind of on this, trying to get I don't know, man. This is kind of a topic that's been like on my mind a little bit. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but there's been a lot of like US versus Chinese and imported brands lately.
I've been
Liang
seeing that.
Ma made a post on Instagram, you know, like saying like, look, man, I think if you make a good product, you know, like Riate makes my stuff and I don't think it should matter where it comes from. And then it's just like really like ugly, nasty stuff from both sides, you know, and I'm kind of torn in the middle of it. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, like I know people are fighting back on like the Chinese government as a whole, like they don't like what they're doing there. And I certainly don't agree with some of those practices. But then it's like, I never want to be a person who's a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
True.
Because if you say that you're not going to buy Chinese-made knives, get rid of all your technology because a lot of the parts are made there. Your phones are made there. A lot of the parts in your phones, even if you have like, especially if you have Apple, even if you have Samsung, maybe some of the parts are going to be made in China. So it's like you're still using it. If your sole reason is because I don't believe in that country's practices, get rid of like most of your technology. Because that's what you're doing. You're still, you know, why do you have to take it to, like, for example, an honorable person like Liang Ma, for example, who's like never really had a bad thing said about him, right? You know, it's just kind of crazy. Like, I don't know where I stand with it. I am kind of on this like American made kick recently because TRM turned me on to it. And I'm like, oh shit, some of this stuff, which seemed very expensive for me, like TRM made me understand why they are valued, you know, much higher than a Chinese brand who would make the same, you know, a similar knife with the same materials. What's that?
CBD, just adding to your point.
Which one is that? The Backlash? Yeah, I love the Backlash. I got the blue and tan one. JT's Knife Life gave it to me. I'm never gonna trade it away. Yeah, I like both, man. I like both. I kind of like both things, man. You know, I'm not ready to give up either side. I'm getting more into the US made stuff, but it's just an ugly side of the knife community I haven't like really come across that hard until this point with the whole, I think it's tied to COVID and all that shit, you know. Dude, if Batman was a real superhero, it must suck for him right now because they'd be like, Batman linked to coronavirus. You know what I mean? Signal of Wuhan. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine, bro? He's like, Alfred, they pinned it on me.
Then again, this is... You know then again, this is exactly where Nick Shabazz comes in and comments about exactly that.
Yeah, Nick Shabazz is like, hold my Z Hunter, and he just puts the mask on, and he's like, what's up?
It is Batman. So
yeah. Oh, man, dude. I was eating Chinese food with my girlfriend earlier, and I was like, I think this is General Cho Bat.
Oh, my God.
She's like, you're terrible.
Dude, my boys are the worst, bro. I got a Chinese friend that I grew up with like, my whole life, and we bust his balls.
Yeah.
But like we all come on, we're from New York.
In New York City, everyone busts each other's balls, bro. Can you imagine? You know how like, I don't do this, but like a lot of the younger generation, when they go to a deli, they go like, "Yo, Ak, let me get a BLT on white." That's how they fucking say it to the bodega person. It's normal here.
Yeah, that's our humor.
Yeah, it's normal here. And the guy is like, okay, let me get a whatever, you know, to the guy. That's normal here. But in like, you know, maybe in Cali, they'd be appalled. Like, oh, they're barbarians.
Forget it.
You know? Go back to your story. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like my boy today, he just texted me. He's just like, yo, you want to go to All American Burgers? And it was in like a group chat. And my other boy's just like, listen here, patient zero. I don't want to hear that. We ain't going all American with you.
Hold on, you cut out your camera cut out for a sec.
Do you? Yeah, I had a phone call come in.
Oh, and turn it. Yeah, turn it again. Yeah,
got you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I see. You got a phone call. Dude, it almost happened again.
Oh, damn it!
It almost happened again, bro. The first podcast, it's coming.
Of course, they're coming for me, man.
It's coming, bro. It's all right. I can edit all this.
No, yeah. I'm cutting it out. There you go. Okay. Back to
all right. So patient zero, your friend patient zero Lee. What's
his name is Chris Moy.
Yeah. You know what I've been thinking too, dude? I was like, man, you know, I should have Eugene Kwan on my podcast. and it'll be like the only two Asian knife reviewers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That might be a fucking good idea, man. I saw somebody, in the same post that Liang Ma posted, he talked about Eugene Kwan on there.
I saw that. I saw the post, and I was like, I get where he comes from. And it's a messy situation because of the America versus China thing. And like, I get everybody's point.
Mm-hmm.
I get what's going on, and I also get like the YouTubers got to review, man. They got to review the Chinese, they got to review the American, they got to review everything. So it's a little different for them as opposed to the rest of us that are just here as EDC guys and consumers. So look, I mean, I'm for supporting my country, America, and so on and so forth. Here's 2 Kershaws, American made.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Right, and those are like some sick ones, man. The American made Kershaws are fire.
Dude, they're $100 or less, and they're fire. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really like them.
You can't knock the Civivi. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't knock what they're doing right now.
You can't,
They're killing the game.
Yeah.
And so, look, I support my country first. Definitely. I have a shit ton of American knives, so like I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I will say it's obviously not as black and white for the knife community to just kick out the Chinese makers, and it's not so easy, and you gotta, I mean, it's like Leon Ma, like look at him, like you can't, what, you guys are gonna just rule him out of the community because of, like, come on, we don't have to get drastic.
I've never heard anything bad about him. No. You know what I mean? And he makes like dope shit. I've always wanted one of his customs. There was another kind of, I feel more comfortable talking to a native New Yorker about this. I've never talked about this with anyone else on the podcast.
I feel special.
After Metal Complex and I ended, I was like, hey man, did you want to talk about the Best Tech VDK thing? I didn't know if you wanted to or not. Do you know about that?
No.
So what happened was Mass Drop. I don't listen. I'm going to tell the audience right now. I don't know the full story. I've only headline read. I'm a headline reader on this whole thing. Mass Drop announces that they're going to start selling. I forgot which model of VDK knives it was. All right, produced by, manufactured by Best Tech. You know, designed by VDK, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, VDK makes a post saying like, "Yo, we did not okay this batch to be sold. We told Best Tech there were a ton of quality control issues. They decided to sell it to Mass Drop, and Mass Drop is selling it now." Then Best Tech comes out with a statement, which I also only headline read. Just, you guys look into it yourself. I'm not here to be a journalist. I'm here to give you shit that I see. And it was just a weird thing where Best Tech was like, I don't remember even what they said, but VDK was like, look, this was a shipment or that we didn't okay. There was QC issues, and I volunteered to send one of my guys to the factory to QC all of them because Best Tech claimed them repaired, right? But what they did was they didn't allow that representative to come in, and then they shelved it, and then much later they sold it to Mass Drop. So it's like a fucking crazy, juicy thing. And I'm just like, you know, on one end, I've gone and tried to have things fabricated in Asia, like Thailand, even the Philippines, like furniture and things like that when I worked at a company. Yeah. And it's hard, bro. It's hard. Like you got to go months of just emailing back and forth. Even though I was going to the Philippines, like maybe a month, like straight, to oversee production or whatever of like doorknobs and whatever shit like that. That's what we were making. It was still tough, you know, and the people that are making those things, like those factories or whatever, need to be paid because, you know, so what ended up happening, I guess, in that situation was they didn't allow someone to oversee the repaired VDK models, and then they claimed to have shelved them only to sell them later. That is the story that I've heard so far. And I don't know what the truth is. It's just a crazy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's some messy shit.
Yeah, did you hear about that? Did you hear about that? Dude, it's juicy. Right, that's probably the juiciest thing since HRC Gate. You know what I mean? Do you remember HRC Gate, bro?
Yeah, I know all about that.
Everyone's
this
like,
is some soap opera shit.
It's 60 HRC, not 61, you fucks.
Yo, I can't lie. I did get a little snobby about that. Like I've shied away. I've shied away from some knives because of their known
the HRC thing?
ratings as opposed to others. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it too. I like to get my money's worth, and
I put my dollar in quality.
Yeah. Do you claim yourself as an enthusiast or an expert? So an enthusiast is more like, you know, a filthy casual like myself, I feel, right? Where I'm strictly an ergos, aesthetics, and action guy. Steel to me matters. I like to know what I'm buying and what it costs, but I am not going to put it to the test because I'm just cutting boxes here. I'm not even cutting zip ties off of shipments or anything like that. I'm just cutting boxes. That's it. Do you consider yourself more on the expert side where you want to, you know, like a super steel Steve that's like mad into the steels or something like that? Or are you more like an enthusiast?
I would say an enthusiast because the stuff, the guys like Steve and Outpost 76 and they're doing their...
And shout out to them too, man. You know,
shout out to them. Dude.
Like we need them, you know, we need what they do like in the knife community. We do need that.
Yeah. No, we absolutely. Yeah, we need guys out on the front line telling us what's what. It's like I got a lot of respect for those dudes for what they do. So they definitely know way more than I do. A lot of what I've learned is from them. I take in all that educational stuff and I learn a lot from them. So I'd say enthusiasts. I love the knives. I definitely look forward to using them. Like I try to, you know, get more engaged with the knives instead of just having it to stare at and fuck with. Even though I love playing with my knives, I love the aesthetics, I love the ergos, I love the knife it's comfortable in my hands. I appreciate all those factors. So enthusiast is definitely more so my thing.
How long have you had that one? That XM18?
Dude, this is new. This I literally
How new? Like a week?
Maybe like 2-3 weeks.
Wow, man.
2-3 weeks.
That's awesome, dude.
Dude, it feels like 2 weeks, not even, because the first week I didn't even touch this for a whole week because I sent the scales off to go get RIT dyed so I could be the only one with an XM18 with blue digital camo.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
I sat around putting this thing back together with all the parts I got from DLT Trading, and then waited a week for my scales to come back, and then finally finish it. And now
you should have done a video putting it together. Did you do that?
You know what? You're right.
You should, bro.
I did it.
You know, like I'm gonna give you a tip on like content creation for YouTube, right? Like, and this is coming from me, who was like, I just wanted everything to be perfect before. I was like, I've got to edit everything perfectly. I got to make it like a movie. You know, this is like when I first started and JT was like, you're like the Spielberg of the knife industry, man. You know, like in the beginning, I was making all these elaborate, like cinematic things. And now it's been more personality driven, infused with technology, like the triple cam, you know, the multiple angles being filmed at once. I do another series now called Rated S for Slice, where it's like not a triple cam, but I do still switch the angles. And I've been, you know, my bread and butter has been more doing that and the podcast, because it's hard to make everything perfect, man. And that XM18, when you put it together, would have been a great video, because I made a video about putting the scales on this TRM Neutron, and I was like so stupid in it. But like people still watched it because they wanted to see like how I did it. And people were so funny too. They were like, dude, you made it look harder than it is. And I was like, I'm sorry, you know, I tried my best. And they were like, no, it was great. You know, it was still entertaining. So I've been more along creating content like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be as perfect anymore. And that was a good opportunity to, when you put an XM18 together, that would have been a good one to do, you know?
That would have been. I probably would have gotten yelled at by Metal Complex because I don't have the tool to properly get the pivot in. You know, like this side of the pivot right here requires a certain tool. I'm not gonna lie.
What did you use, like flatheads?
I monkey rigged the crap out of it, and I know Metal Complex would be right in here, like, "What are you doing, Alex? What the?" I can't embarrass myself.
Yeah, but you know what? Like that, just it leaves an opening for engagement, right? Like even though, like, look, I always, if right away I'm like, listen, I am an idiot, and I'm probably gonna fuck this up, but you know, let's try it, right? You know, like, let's see. I got to learn anyway. You know, that's what I said in the video. I was like, look, you want to be a knife guy, you got to do knife guy shit. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a lot more of those things. Is there any other knives you have around you that you're kind of like playing a lot with right now?
Oh, plenty.
Yeah.
You know which one I've seen a lot of pocket time with? The Super Fruit. I like
the Super Fruit. Oh, shit. It's alive. The Rick James spirit is alive.
It just dropped. So there you go.
Wow, that's beautiful, man.
That was for the community.
Yeah. That is beautiful, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I like the hint of red.
It's a gorgeous knife. You know, it's got the red back spacers back here.
And the liners, right? Red liners?
Yeah, red liners.
Wow, beautiful.
Red barrel spacers. And the thumb studs I got
red
from
too.
Dude. I got the thumb studs from the same place, Complex, Zach Stuff. Everybody got them from.
Yeah. So it's aftermarket.
The guy's name is Adrian. He's from Australia, and he makes these.
What's his channel or whatever, or shout him out or whatever?
For everybody that's listening right now, it's like XXX Adrenaline XXX. So it looks like an old gamer tag from like back in the 2000s.
Like AOL.
It looks like old AOL Messenger.
All the Asian screen names back then were like XXX Pikachu 317 XXX or something like that.
It was the same thing.
Asian cuz. I was there, man. Look, let me tell this story right now. In my my peak of my teenage years of like hooking up and shit like that, I was fortunate to have lived in the AOL era, because there was 2 rooms, right, in AOL called NYC Asians. Ones that ended with a S, one that ended with a Z. You go to any one of those rooms and you have a picture, you drop that ASL, and if you're decent looking, you're going to be meeting up with a girl that day. And that's like what I did for the longest, yo. You know what I mean? Wearing like a leather jacket, the baggy pants, like the K-pop star with the spiky hair, like ASL. On AOL, NYC.
You look like every other Asian from
yeah. And they were like, oh, exactly, right? People don't understand. I had the blonde hair too, like the slick back blonde hair.
Yeah, dude,
I had that shit, dude.
That too, man.
Now I look at it, right? I have pictures of it, and sometimes I share it on my Instagram for like Throwback Thursday. Yeah. And they're like, how did you get chicks? And I was like, I don't know, but I did though. Because back then you had to look like this weird like kid as an Asian, growing up.
That was your thing. That was
the thing,
man.
Dude.
Yeah. My boy, he did the same thing. He went like all gold hair and called him Goku for the whole semester.
Yep. That's the real Dragon Ball, bro.
Yeah, dude.
In New York City, man. Yeah, in the 90s, I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, that was the deal. Like you go to like Flushing or Chinatown, that's all you saw was that short top hair. Long bangs, and they always do this. And then like you're not sure if they're just a cool kid or a gangster because they look the same.
Yeah, dude. And some of them they roll in packs.
Mm-hmm.
They roll in squads.
Do you remember that? Were you on AOL? Like, how old are you actually?
Old enough. I had AOL Messenger, bro. I'm 28.
Okay. Oh, you're 28. Oh, okay. So maybe you weren't around that era when they had that song, "Got Rice."
Got Rice? Maybe not. Maybe not.
And it was like a remake of Tupac Changes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And it was like, "Got rice, bitch? Got rice?"
No,
because he went like this. He says like 1-on-1, fuck that, 3-on-1. Like that's how Asians roll. Yeah, because we're like smaller. So
I know.
We roll in packs, like. I remember, man, just going to the pool hall with like 30 other friends and shit. Like that's just like an everyday thing. You know what I mean?
Savage.
What other knives you got, man? I just got this Best Tech Torpedo in from Big Red EDC in the Apex Pass Around group. And this is a $52 knife, drop shutter, D2 blade steel, heavy and thick as fuck. Weight reduction though. Didn't matter, I guess. But but crazy for $50. You got weight reduction, textured G10. And
how does the G10 feel on that? I never felt best.
Very nice. This, I gotta say, like this knife, I've kind of been straying away from the $50 knives.
Gotcha.
But I got it in my hand and I was like, oh shit! And there's this other one here. It's actually unnamed right now. Look at that.
Ooh.
Dude. I'm assuming that this is gonna be the same price as the other one, and it's got the JG10 on it.
That's Jade, right?
Yeah, the natural G10. But look, another drop shutter. You could Spidey flick it.
Bro,
crazy.
You should Rick Guy. You should Rit dye that thing.
It's not mine. It's Apex Fast Round Group. Man, you know, Best Tech is gonna be like, what the fuck?
hey, I posted this and I got this Best Tech Rit dye.
Oh
and they
shit,
loved it.
nice. That's a Texel?
Yeah, it's a Texel. It's a Texel.
Ah, oh shit, that drop shits too.
Oh, dude, look,
nice, man. Wow.
Like, barely any effort, man.
Yeah, nice. Do you buy more sort of like the $50 to $100 range, or
see,
how many knives do you buy a month? There you go.
That is a great question.
More less than 10 or more than 10?
I think it depends. It all depends. Every month is different. There's been months where I just went in and definitely went over 10.
More than, oh shit.
Yeah, bro. I've been more reserved lately, especially after getting a Hinderer.
Oh yeah, dude.
I feel, and now I see what happens when you get to this tier of knife where you hold back. You kind of like you like reserve yourself for only other higher end knives. But you still appreciate the $50 knives. This was a gift from Shadowborn Hanks. Actually.
Oh, nice, man. $50 knives seems to be like the sweet spot for a lot of people. Yeah. And there's just a lot of good offerings at that price range, man. You know, like we're not all like Dr. Franke is like, hold my N95 mask, and he just shows you all these crazy expensive knives. Like we're not all like that. You know?
He's on another level.
It's just like he's got the Scrooge McDuck money, man. But I think I'm gonna be more. You look, man. I can't really afford Hinderers or CRKs or things of that nature, but I'm really leaning towards just buying maybe one big knife for the year. Like unless they have some quad pay shit, like for an XM18, you know what I mean? Like, do they got like Hinderer away pay or some shit? Like
I don't. You never know when another stimulus check might come in, bro.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I talked about this before. Is that I got my stimulus check, right? And you know, I said, "God bless America," right? And then I didn't spend anything, bro. Like my bank was just like, "Oh, I'm chilling with this money," you know, like I'm fine, you know, like I was still getting paid for work. I was just working on Instagram and YouTube for A-List. And I fucking caved, yo. Like my old phone was like bugging out, and I bought a new phone, $756. Yeah, and more. I got the root on. Oh, this is $756. It's 12 gigs of RAM, 512 megabytes of storage. It's like a computer in my hand. I never run out of storage. That's why I have so many videos up on YouTube. Is like I'm just making videos so fast. The camera is better. Everything's better. But you know, that's really what I've been doing more with my money is upgrading the channel. When it comes to creating content, like, do you feel like you're doing any of that? Are you buying anything to improve like the quality of the pictures, or are you just focusing on knives mainly and gear?
I feel like I feel like I haven't gone more into depth with the YouTube side of everything to get to that point. But if I did, then I'd probably start investing in all of that. Because right now I'm lacking. Right now, I'm on some rookie stuff with just a phone. And
what phone do you have?
Just like an iPhone 8. I'm not even on 11.
That's not bad. My girl got the 11, and I was like, "That's that fucking Equinox money, dude." Like, she bought it like in, you know, she was like, "Let me get the 11." I'm like, "What the fuck? How did you get?" Yeah, like I couldn't have just spent, you know, on this without the stimulus check. I couldn't have done that.
Dude, that's a more responsible purchase than me. This is my stimulus check right here.
You know, it might have gone to that if I had that Metal Complex. If I did that Metal Complex podcast before I bought the phone, I probably would have gotten Hinderer, man. Because I've caught the bug, dude. I've caught it. I keep seeing it. Once Metal Complex is like, you would love either the 3-inch Eclipse or the 3-inch, just the XM18.
Yeah.
I looked them up. I kind of like the XM18 blade better. It just looks more like a Hinderer to me than the Eclipse. So I'm probably going to get that. And fuck, man, I got the bug, dude. I kind of like look at it every day. And I'm like, nah, I can't get it.
I've had the bug, and I knew it was like a matter of time since the beginning. Like, I think you asked me something earlier about like the origins of me, you know, getting into knives, everything. Like, do I get more expensive stuff? Do I stick to my $50 stuff? I've been in long enough where I'm already through the phase of like just running through budget knives, and like now I'm at the point where I pick and choose what I want more. You know, just I get more in depth with it, which is why I have a Hinderer, and I haven't bought too much since then.
Yeah.
But
did you get in trouble when you bought it? Was your like wife like, what the fuck?
Nah. Your boy's single right now.
Oh shit. Yo, man. Have you? How's been? Have you? You know, you've been like swiping like left or right like during this quarantine, taking that risk, bro.
Bro, my boys are just like, yo, this is the time to make a Tinder right now.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's like
a. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
There's a huge story that I've watched on multiple platforms of social media where this guy is a cinematographer, photographer, and he met his girl during quarantine through New York City rooftop. He saw her. She was doing a TikTok or something.
I saw that.
And then he sent his drone with a note. Have you seen that? Kind of an interesting thing. And not, you know, I guess that's their AOL Instant Messenger. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's a touching story. I don't think that Disney shit's going to happen to me.
I know. It's like, oh, I'm into folding knives. And like the drone never comes back. Like keeps the drone.
I'm positive a Victoria's Secret model is not delivering my next knife. So shit!
Yeah. Oh man, dude. You know, it's crazy, man. I don't know a lot of like I don't know any girl in New York City that's into knives. Honestly, man, I've not met even one that's remotely interested. Like, what have you been doing during quarantine, by the way? Like, how have you been passing the time aside from work? When you're home, are you watching any shows or anything? Are you playing video games? Like, what's going on?
That's a great question. You know why? Because you haven't even talked to me about video games.
Yeah, yet. I want to know. This is where, you know, when I do this pod, I always, you know, do it on the natch. I try to just come up with the things on the fly. So, like, are you into gaming? Like, what are you playing right now?
Oh, man. Knife community, I cannot get off Call of Duty.
Warzone?
Yeah, dude, I am heavy on that Warzone, getting those first place wins. That is tough.
Oh shit! Are you good? I mean, do you get like what's your average kills per thing? Like
my Call of Duty KD is it's okay.
Yeah.
I used to be a heavy gamer in like my mid-teens and late teens, and then like into my 20s, I kind of basically when I got out of high school, I stopped caring because I'd rather just go out and party.
Yeah.
But
same thing.
Before the party phase, when I had nothing else to do. Bro, I was playing like competitive Halo.
Oh shit! Yeah, my boy did that too. Yeah.
Bro, I was.
Which one? Halo? Which one? Which 2? I like 2. I like 2.
I've played since the original, but 2 is where I literally started playing for money and competitive and everything. So
yeah, that was a big one. Competitive Halo was huge, man.
Yeah,
you know. Dude. Have you played anything else aside from Warzone? Like, have you tried any other first-person shooters? Have you played like Borderlands or like any?
I love Borderlands. I haven't played the third. I haven't.
What system do you have? What system do you have?
Xbox.
Ah, you're an Xbox One guy.
I started on Xbox because of Halo, so that's where I'm. That's
I was an So during the 360 and PS3 era, I actually liked the 360 more. But I feel like in this generation, Sony has just made some moves that just edged out the One by a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
They played it really well in this. But who knows what happens in the next generation, man? You know, the new thing is my boy who just released Skydance just released The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. It's a VR game on Oculus and just released on PS4. Is like this crazy awesome game that I tried in Comic-Con. And it was so funny. In my comment section of that Metal Complex podcast, one guy was like, bro, you would love this game, The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. It just came out on PS4 VR. And I was like, yo, my boy worked on that game. And he was like, yeah, you could take a K-bar and like stab zombies in the head.
What?
Yeah, that's dude, check this. So you have like the controller, right? So let's say like there's a zombie in front of you. You have to, you're wearing the goggles, so you can't like, you can only see the virtual world. And like you're like holding his head back, and then you have to like take it out of your side and like stab him in the head. Dude, it's wild, bro. So like, yeah, it's wild, man. So aside from Warzone, like what else are you playing right now?
Not that much. You know, I feel
Mad
like
Warzone.
Yeah, dude. I feel like I've been off the gaming scene for a long time because like it's just not. I feel like so much more effort was put into gaming like in the earlier years than now. Like it takes a lot to get my attention now with the video games, but due to quarantine and all my boys playing Warzone, I got Warzone, and now I'm just that's all. I do.
Warzone is. I've always thought that Call of Duty games were amazing. Like they always had awesome campaign modes, but the online play was just like the longevity of the game was just amazing. You know. Have you played other stuff? Like one funny story to speak on that sort of a shooter game type thing is my nephew, who's a big who's big into Fortnite at his age. He's 11, right? He was like, for my graduation, since I can't have it, Fortnite is cross-platform. So you could play it on your phone, your PS4, your PC, Xbox, and you could play it together. He was like, I want to play with all my uncles. And I was like, oh, okay, so you want to kill all of us for your graduation. And we agreed. So I'm going to be playing that probably, which is hilarious. I've never played the game. It's a huge game, though. It's a crazy so huge. He was like, my nephew was like, yeah, the last player of the tournament won $11 million. I'm like, what the fuck?
What? Dude, I played it when it was a demo. I'm terrible at it. I will be the first.
I don't get it. It's like you build a fort and hide in it and shoot like a bazooka. Like
dude, it's oh man.
It's not my thing. It seems like it's not my thing. I'm looking at it, But to have my nephew be happy for graduation,
of course.
And I'll see his avatar like doing a dance when he kills me.
That part's funny. That stuff's hilarious. Because all I had back in the day was just like, all right, if you kill them, teabag him. Like that's all I had. That's it.
That's so funny, man. We've got some questions, and I did write them down, the ones that you gave me. Let me just get into that right now. All right, so. The first question comes from my homie Daily Carry Solutions, our homie Carlos from DCS Crew, right? What's one knife you never plan on adding to the collection?
Probably a Z Hunter. I don't know.
I know, right? No, what's funny is like maybe I would want to have one just to like see how bad. You know what's crazy is like I've man, people are gonna fucking be like, yo, fuck you, dude. I've tried a Chris Reeves in Kosi and a Sabenza 21. And while they are awesome, right? I don't know if I would buy one personally. I've been able to review them, right? I don't know if I would buy one, man. I'm not sure. Like, how about you? Like,
what is it about it?
Well, I love thumb stud knives, actually. I was on the Knife Junkie this week. I was a guest. It's going to come out on the 24th of this month. And they asked me that in the lightning round. And they said flipper or thumb stud, right? And I said thumb stud because you can do like tricks with it, right?
True.
And I don't know, like CRKs, like you're not supposed to flick them open and people get all upset and shit, slow roll it. Like, I don't know, man. I just didn't, I like the 21 more than Nkosi, right? But I would rather have like a Hinderer or something.
Dude, I think that goes back to what Complex was talking about with the Holy Trinity thing, because like there's one for everybody. There's out of the three, whether Strider,
wait, what's the other? Strider, Strider. There you go.
Strider, Hinderer, Chris Reeves knives. Yeah. So I feel like out of the three, one of them is going to be for somebody out there. Mm-hmm. You know what? I haven't tried a Strider yet.
Me neither, man. I want to.
Chris Reeves.
Yeah. But have you tried that ZT? That's like the XM18, the ZT that's a Hinderer. You have it?
This guy?
Oh, you do have it. How does it feel in comparison? Like,
I'd say for anybody that wants to know what a Hinderer feels like before committing all the way, this feels almost exactly like one. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. The weight is a little bit lighter, and I mean it's a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
And the ergo.
How much is that?
I think there's
two something.
Yeah, like 220, 240.
Yeah.
240. So like if you take a look at this and take a look at an actual Hinderer, they're not too far off.
The Hinderer looks slimmer though, bro.
It
looks slimmer and sexier.
It's not.
No, I mean the height. I'm sorry, the height.
Okay.
The height of the blade. Is it the same?
Kinda. What did you want to say?
The height of the blade and the put them like that. No, the other way. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like I like the blade of the Hinderer better.
Yeah, this one's a spear
man.
point. Yeah, I love this thing.
Yeah, man.
So much. It's the spear point, and this one's a slicer. So a lot of people actually favor the slicer.
Yeah.
But I think there's a Hinderer for everybody.
Yeah.
Said it best. There's a Hinderer for everybody.
You sold me on it. So what knife wouldn't you have in the collection? The Z100? That's your shit.
No. I was just joking. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I feel like if one comes across, like I might be like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some. I love Spyderco, but I've seen some freaking ugly Spydercos that I would probably never buy. So something in there probably. That's
fair. Let's go to this one is from Al's _EDC_UK. This one is mods on knives. Why and what?
Mods on knives. Hell yes, all day, every day. On what? Here's an example. A ZT. 0393. It's basically the Eclipse, but from ZT.
Yep.
It's hard to see because of the lighting, but it's purple.
Yeah, I can see it. It looks dope.
Right,
it looks so dope. Yeah, you ano that?
I love anodizing, bro. Anodizing of the titanium, making it a custom color. I got 2 knives out right now. My Benchmade Anthem and my Spyderco Domino is getting anodized from AR Knife Mods.
Yeah, and
that's sick work.
Yeah, how much do you spend on mods, man? Like, how much were the mods for those two?
Ano,
right? Just ano work, right?
Yeah, just ano work. I think the nice ZT was like $40, and I think the Domino's 50, and I think my Anthem is 60 because the Anthem needs a little more work to kind of take apart.
And it's basically like $8 on top for the shipping, right?
Yeah. So if you want to get a couple done, it helps to send them in bulk, but that's up to you.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Man. Everyone's Scrooge McDuck but me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a jungle Asian, man, you know? I'm a jungle Asian, dude.
What does that even mean?
I'm from the jungle, the Philippines, you know.
Okay, now I get it.
So let's go to another question. Daily Carry Solutions. What's one color on a knife you'll never go for? Is the second question. He has 3 questions for us, by the way.
Miss me with that yellow anywhere. Anytime it's a yellow knife.
So you're good with the orange, safety orange.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not crazy about the orange, but like I have made exceptions. Like here, I got another example for you. Here's
Which one is that? I knew you were gonna show that.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I see that one? Yeah, it is the one that I saw. It's a nice knife, man. It's a nice
knife, but like the orange is not for me.
It's bright, bro.
I might dye it red. I might make it red.
Red is better. That's bright, dude.
Yeah, it's too much for me.
That's right.
It's like
That's bright, man. You know?
It's obnoxious. I got here's another one. It's also going back to do I like knife mods. It's a fade red to orange.
Yeah.
Spyderco Native 5.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's a good series. The Native series is pretty dope, man. I don't have a lot of Spydercos really. It's weird. I'm thinking about getting more. Maybe the Sleesh Buoy or something. I don't know. Like I'm not sure what to get. You know.
That's a big purchase.
I know, dude.
You might want a Hinderer before that.
Oh yeah, that's the next thing. If I do get a knife, it's probably gonna be a Hinderer. Yeah, and you know, I'm not turning my back on the budget stuff like the Apex Pass Around group.
Yeah.
You know, I get a lot of knives from them that allows me to review a lot of this stuff. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like I always get in trouble for holding on the knives for too long.
I heard
Banner will hit me up. He'd be like, "Hey, you gotta send the stuff." I just opt in for every new thing that comes in. Yeah. And he started to put me like, even though like I'm the first one to say yes, he started to put me like lower because he knows I have all these knives already. Yeah. Like he's learned already. It's so funny. No, and it's fine. I want him to do that. He manages that stuff because I do hold on to them much longer. Let's do
what do we got?
Last one from Daily Carry Solutions. What YouTube channel that is non-EDC that you recommend?
Ooh, not EDC that I recommend. I mean, if I'm watching YouTube, sometimes it's like video game related or music.
Yeah.
What is the guy's name?
Like a video game guy or a
Yeah,
music
he's a
guy?
video game guy. He does like a lot of reviews for like a lot of the shooting games, like Call of Duty or some of the Halos. I think he did a Borderland one.
Yeah. Borderlands is a big YouTube thing, man. People do that shit. Like,
I played the first two. I love that game. It's fun as hell.
There are people that do daily videos just on Borderlands. I started following him because 3, you know, I mean, dude, when your girl is like fiending to play video games, you gotta like look into it. Yeah, my girl, we're playing this game right now called Helldivers. It's like on PS4, and what it is remember the movie? Have you played it? Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so do you remember the movie Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Where like the bugs and shit are like fucking people up, and then like the Terrans, the Earth people, are like trying to kill them. It's like that. So you get dropped in. It's top down, right? It's 4-player co-op, offline or online or mixed.
Okay.
And you have to like fight off the bugs or cyborgs or whatever, and it feels just like Starship Troopers. Your guns level up. Like you could buy like a new shotgun or whatever, and like, you know, get like armor piercing rounds or some shit like that. And she's really been playing that. She plays Borderlands. So I'm just fortunate that, you know, my girl, who's not a gamer, you know, it just got into it, man. It's like I feel very lucky. Can you imagine you had a chick that was like playing Warzone every day? She comes home from work. She's like, hey man, we're gonna get on the shit.
Bro, you're engaged to a unicorn. That doesn't exist. There's not a lot of that out there.
They exist. It's like fucking rare that they also look good. That's a different thing. That's the thing it gets really dicey. It gets really dicey. I got lucky with this one. Are you checking out any shows right now, or are you just like into Warzone?
Dude, when I was deep in the pandemic, before I started going back to work, I was running through Netflix.
Like what were you checking out? Like, what's your bread and butter? What do you like on Netflix?
I prefer like the action movies or like stuff like that. I kind of I get into all that. So like John Wick is my shit.
Yeah,
I go off about that.
Of course, of course.
I don't know how many I haven't seen any good TV shows in a while.
You haven't been watching TV shows, really, just movies and shit like that. Yeah, that's cool. Movies. I watch a lot of, you know what it is? It's like ever since I started the podcast, the solo ones, I almost feel obligated that I have to keep up with pop culture. So I've watched like all the internet meme shows like Tiger King and all this shit.
Yeah, I've seen, I think we've all seen that one.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I saw that and I was just like, this is exactly why people judge us in America. That is exactly why there's guys in the UK that are like, these fucking bloody blokes.
And they got like the fucking tigers, man. You know, yo, it's so crazy. My mom was like, I'm going to watch Tiger King now since everyone is talking about it.
Oh my god,
that was so crazy. Like I wouldn't watch these shows normally, but like I don't know if you've seen the memes of that guy with the long ass neck, the no neck guy. Have you seen that?
Which one?
The 90 Day Fiance guy with like no neck like this.
I think so.
I'm gonna splice that on the screen, and the viewers will get a kick out of that. So I know that you have a YouTube channel. I like looked at some of your vids. Have you been putting a lot of effort into that, or like?
I think that a little, that kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I feel like, I mean, if the time comes, if I get more into it, like I would be down to make the effort and just go all in investing in the gear for. Yeah.
Well, what's getting you? What's deterring you from getting more into it? Is it like the engagement, the views, the likes, the things like that?
I don't know if it's my thing. Like, dude, check this out. I made a stupid meme on Instagram and it got like 2,000 views in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I put up a video on YouTube and it barely breaks 100.
It's fucking hard. Bro, I've done podcasts that are like almost 2 hours long that like barely broke 100. However, here's the key thing you have to remember. Just think about, picture in your head what 100 people looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of people. All right. Yeah. And like, and back to the YouTube thing, like what YouTube channel do I recommend? some of the channels that I watch have millions, and they get millions of views per video. If I were to compare myself to them, the people that I admire, right? Like, I would not do this thing. I think, like, if you find your groove, like you do on Instagram, you have your groove, right? You like just post a picture and not give a fuck. If you can take that attitude and come back to YouTube like once a week and just post a video and not care what happens to it, then you find your way.
I like that. I like that advice.
Yeah. Whatever, like, you know, that XM18 video that you were talking about, I was talking about, if you did that and you were like fucking up and you were just having fun putting this thing together, you were going to do that thing anyway. Right?
True.
Yeah. Like to change these scales was almost like 20 minutes. And
no doubt.
People were like, yo, you made it seem so much harder than it was. I edited it too, and people were like, what the fuck? You know, so
no doubt. I like that advice.
That's how you have to do it, man. That's how you got to do it. What knife channels are you checking out right now? Like, who are you really fond of? Like, you know, when you log onto YouTube in the morning, you know, like, who do you look for? You know what I mean?
I think I feel like Complex is going to be the next, like, Shabazz, because he's just
I can see that.
Rampage.
Yep.
Rampage. Good for him, man.
Here's one thing, right, that I see with Complex and Shabazz is Complex's discipline is going to overtake, I think, what the other knife content creators are doing, because he's got the thing about Amazon in the beginning, which some people, I know he got heat for that. There was like, I have to.
I don't even know.
I've had people were like, oh, you know, I don't like that he did that. And then I have to watch like ads and stuff like that on all his stuff. And you know, but I get both sides of it, because he's doing this because he loves it, but it would also help the channel grow. I mean, he even said it himself, like, all the money that I really make from this, I just upgrade the channel. I get more knives to check out and upgrade the channel. And his discipline, man, of like, I don't know if you listen to that podcast. He's like, look, I have a set schedule every single day, like from 6:30 to 7:30. I'm waking up, then 8:30 to 9:30. I'm taking care of the kids or whatever. You know, 10:30 to whatever, right? And he's like, I have a set schedule of when I'm gonna do my shit, and I fucking wish I could do that. And that's how he gets all these videos out. You know, because within that time frame, whatever it is, 1 hour, 2 hours, all he's doing is that one thing. He's not on social media. He's not on watching TV. He's just doing that thing. And that is really, that hard work ethic is really going to pull him up, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you 100% on that. I think continuing to answer your question.
Complex, right? You said,
Complex. I'm such a huge fan of Neve's knives. I follow them from like day one.
Love them. Me too.
Oh my God.
Me too.
That energy is just gold.
They're
gold.
Another one, I think, that has a chance. You know, and that's the thing, man. It's like I've said this so many times, like, it really just takes one huge internet personality or like celebrity to get into like EDC. And like, what happens to all the knife channels then? Like, we get elevated into the mainstream, and like, I don't think anyone is ready for that. I'm fucking ready for it.
You know what?
Yo, Drake, hit me up, yo. He's gonna start. You know what I mean? Right hand slice, left hand slice.
I think you are, bro.
But yeah, so
The Rock?
Yeah.
The Rock
what did he do?
He posted a Benchmade.
Oh shit! Really?
Dude, The Rock posted a Benchmade saying, "Yo."
On his Instagram?
Yeah, on his Instagram, he posted a Benchmade saying, I know there's a brotherhood out there for this, but thank you to whoever he added him, and he's just like, thank you for the Benchmade trade. And Benchmade commented on it saying, enjoy the night. I was like, dude, what?
Yeah, and another thing that I saw too was, I forgot who it was. I think maybe it was like Reggie Watts or something on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, what else are you into like these days? And he takes out a Microtech, the 2-inch one, and he was like, yo, this is a legal automatic knife to carry in Cali. And Joe, of course, you know, like not knowing anything about, even though he's like a hunter and all that, not knowing anything about folding knives, was like, are you stabbing people with this? And he's like, no, it's just cool to have. And he was like pressing it, dude. Yeah, it only takes like one big person, man, to elevate that. Neve's knives. Who else are you checking out?
So Complex, Neves, Big Red. I love Big Red EDC.
Big Red, yep.
I've seen Slicey Dicey since like the beginning of time of me even knowing what knives are. Who else off the top of my head? Carlos CDC. Shout out to Carlos CDC.
Carlos CDC. Yeah.
He puts a different spin on the way he approaches his knife reviews. It's a little different than everybody else's same old like tabletops. Obviously, shout out to, like Steve and Outpost and any of those guys.
Oh, dude, the technical guys?
Yeah, the technical guys putting in that work for us. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Do you know Steve personally? Do you have you talked to him? Like,
who, Steve?
Yeah.
Steve's the man, bro.
Have you talked to him?
Every time I talk to him, he's the man.
Yeah, I'm like, people are like, I remember Blade Banner. I'm on this chat, this Instagram group chat where Steve is in it, and like I've interacted with him a few times in it. We're always like joking around about stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I think like Steve should be in my podcast. And then Blade Banner hit me up and he was like, yo, Steve said that he'll do your podcast. You should ask him to do it.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'll be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I watched some of his videos, man. I'm like, dude, he's aggressive, bro.
Yeah, he
fucking
is.
Aggressive, dude.
I know, bro. But what's more New York than that? What is New York than aggression?
I'm thinking about, and a lot of people like really love him, like really like his stuff a lot. Even Metal Complex shouted him out for the technical stuff, maybe we'll get him on, man. Dude, it was a pleasure having you on. It was fucking crazy, right? I know we had some technical stuff going on, but we got through it. We showed some knives. Is there anything that you want to, share with the audience, or like anything that you want to plug before we end the show?
I think I'll plug my boy Carlos CDC. I think I want to see him get some more views. I think he deserves a lot more attention on his channel. Yeah. Obviously, Neves Knives, they've been my inspiration to like make more effort into this whole online community since day one. So I gotta shout them out. Cheers. Cheers, by the way. I'm almost done with my drink.
Yep. And everybody follow Blade Brigade New York on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm gonna scroll the font there. And dude, thanks for doing this, man. It was a blast. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.